This is a presentation for students at Warragul Regional College who are entering Year 11 in 2022. When you start to begin to plan your future, there are some things that are worth considering about how the future is actually changing. This slide shows you that a lot of jobs that people have typically done are likely to become automated in the future, so therefore there may not be a great future in them. Here are some jobs that are less likely to be automated, so lucky for your teachers, that teaching is likely to be always a required profession, as is engineers, doctors and nurses, etc. Students watching this presentation would currently be in Year 10, and that Year 10 might be just straight normal Year 10 subjects. You might be studying a VCE subject, or you might be going out on Wednesdays and completing a vet course, or you might be in foundation VCAL. Looking towards next year, there's a lot of options for students. You could go straight into VCE and study 6 Unit 1-2. If you're already studying a 1-2 subject, you may do 5 VCE subjects plus that Unit 3-4 subject. If you're doing a vet certificate, you can continue that vet certificate, or you could actually pick one up if you haven't previously done one. If you're in foundation VCAL, most likely you're going to go to intermediate VCAL. Something to be aware of is that in 2023, VCAL as we know it will be different, and that intermediate VCAL will become what's called a VCE vocational specialisation qualification. So as we start to plan our future career, it's important that we get some expert advice from people so that we make sure we're making the right decisions and we're not ruling out any pathways. The experts at our college are Mark and Sarah, who are our career practitioners. Mark and Sarah will be available on the day that we do course cancelling, but you can also see them at any other point in time. So we asked them for some advice that they would give Year 10 students who are beginning to plan their pathways at Year 11. So they had two main bits of advice. Number one, if there is a career that you want and it needs a university qualification, make sure you're studying the correct prerequisite subjects. So these are subjects that you need before a university will even consider you. The other bit of advice they gave you is that if you're unsure about what your pathway might be, make sure you do a general pathway that gives you lots of options and it includes subjects that you're interested in. Students will do best in subjects that they have an interest in. An overview of the way VCE works. So VCE is generally done over 2 years, although occasionally it's done over 3 years. Each subject is split into units and a unit runs for 1 semester. Unit 1 and 2 are traditionally done in Year 11, Unit 3 and 4 are done in Year 12. Unit 3 and 4 must be done in sequence. So what this means is that if you study Unit 3 in something and you don't really like it and you want to change subjects at Unit 4, there isn't any point in doing that because you won't be able to get a study score for that subject anyway. Other thing to consider when you're picking your VCE subjects is there's no external prerequisites. So that means that there is nothing that you did at Year 10 that is excluding you from doing something in Year 11. And similarly, if you get to the end of Year 11 and there are VCE subjects that you were studying that you did not enjoy, you can pick entirely different ones for Year 12. To be successful at passing VCE, students need a total of 16 units. 8 of these must come from Unit 3 and 4, so Year 12, and 3 of these must come from the English group, and specifically 2 of those must come from the Year 12 English. The English group is English or English Lit. When deciding to select your VCE subjects, 1, make sure you select the English group you want, so either literature or English. It is strongly recommended that all students at Year 11 complete a maths unit. The reasons for this is, along with English, maths is the most common prerequisite that universities offer for, and also it's an important life skill. Choices of units should be based on things that you're good at, or your career options, or things that you're just interested in. As said before, check the prereqs. There is no easy options in VCE. They all require you to do a significant amount of work, including homework. And the other consideration is that vet certificates do count towards your VCE. So prerequisites are subjects that a university requires a student to have studied before they will even consider them for their course. So it doesn't matter how well you do, if you do not have the prerequisites, then you won't be able to apply for certain courses. The best place to look at this and find out what they are is via the VTAC guide, which you can access via that website. So to give you an example of how this works, if I wanted to study arts education at Monash University, I would find that the prerequisites are a Unit 1 and 2 satisfactory completion in any maths, either general, methods or specialist, or any Unit 3-4 mathematics, and also a Unit 3-4 study score of at least 25 in English other than EAL. So EAL is English as an additional language. This is for students who have only recently come to Australia and therefore their English skills are not necessarily as good as other students. Early Access VCE Unit 3 and 4. If you've successfully completed Unit 1 and 2 in a subject, you will be given the opportunity to continue studying this as a 3-4 subject. The advantage of doing this is that you will finish your VCE program with 6 Year 12 subjects. This will help your ATAR. It also provides an amazing experience about what the pressures and expectations are of studying a Year 12 subject. This slide here details some of the typical programs that our Year 11 and 12 students tend to do. But for the vast majority of students, they'll study 6 units at 1 and 2, and then do 5 units in 3 and 4. But there is a couple of other options there that you can see. An alternative to VCE is the Victorian Certificate of Applied Learning. This is a hands-on approach to learning where it's more focused on developing skills that are going to be useful for you as you transition into a workplace. It is a recognised alternative senior school certificate, and some of the advantages of it is that it allows students to complete a work placement and also to complete their VET course. Students who are involved in VCAL are at school Monday, Tuesdays and Fridays. Wednesday is typically VET and Friday is normally their work placement. VCAL has 5 key study areas of literacy, numeracy, work-related skills, industrial-specific skills, which you get by completing a VET certificate, and personal development. One of the things that you need to be very aware of if you are studying VCAL is that to pass VCAL, you must complete all outcomes and all units, and this includes your VET certificate. If you were to fail an outcome or a unit, then you can't get the certificate. VCAL is offered at intermediate and senior level. Most students studying VCAL out of Year 11 level will be trying to get their intermediate qualification. The intermediate level is a partnership between the students and the teachers. The teachers might give you some idea about some projects, but what we're looking for you to develop more is greater independence to come up with your own ideas and to be able to apply those in a work type situation. In 2023, the VCAL certificate as we know it will no longer exist. Instead, what's been developed is the idea of a VCE, vocational specialisation subject. So students who complete Year 11 VCAL will automatically get enrolled in here into this, and it's still in development, but it'll look somewhat like VCAL, but the opportunity will also be to study potentially some VCE subjects along the way. But more information will be made available as we learn more what this is actually about. Listed here is a table of the VCE and VCAL subjects that are offered. If there's a $ beside them, then generally speaking, there's cost associated with them. More information on all of the subjects offered can be found by viewing the PowerPoints and videos from the subject areas and also reading the school handbook. Head Start is an apprentice and training pathway for students who are still at school. As it kind of sounds like, you actually get a head start on your apprenticeship. So the time you're at school will actually come off the time that you need to complete your Head Start. Some advantages for this for students is you begin to do the apprenticeship, but you're also still gaining the important VCE or VCAL qualifications as you're doing it. And for some students who think they want to leave school but are not really sure, it's a really nice transition between the two. If you're interested in this, there's more information available. The course selection process for 2022 is as followed. There will be an information evening on Wednesday, August 18th. You book this through trybooking.com. There will be a course counselling interviews that will be held on Monday, September 6th. Both parents and students are required at this. Due to COVID, parents are most likely going to be involved either via a WebEx or a phone call, but we'll confirm that as we get closer to the event. There will be an expo for where students will get information on various subjects. This will happen in period 1, Thursday, 19th of August. This year, families are going to be able to enter their choices on a program called Excel. Care periods throughout this time will be focused on careers, and you'll be able to enter choices up till Friday, September the 10th. So after you've had your course counselling interview, you still have a few days to make